Every year, we remember the dream. We quote the speech. We post the clip. But Martin Luther King Jr. was more than just his speech. He was a strategy, a soul, a system of belief that still challenges us today. He didn't die just because of what he said. He died because of what he believed in. And we still don't fully understand it. And that is why it still matters now, more than ever. Martin didn't choose an easy life. He was a pastor, a father, a scholar. He could have stayed safe, preached on Sundays, lived in peace, but something deeper pulled him. He once said, "If a man hasn't discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live." That wasn't rhetoric. It was the way he lived. He didn't chase followers. He chased truth. He didn't care about being liked. He cared about being right with his conscience. And that's the first thing we don't understand. Purpose doesn't make life easier. It makes it worth it. Today, people post quotes from King without realizing how radical he truly was. He chose nonviolence, not because it was passive, but because it was powerful. He said, "Nonviolence is a sword that heals." MLK wasn't naive. He was strategic. He understood something timeless. You don't fight darkness by becoming dark. You fight it by shining brighter. He didn't resist because he was afraid. He resisted because he believed that justice without love is just revenge. And in a world that glorifies clapbacks, canceling, and chaos, that idea still scares us. Martin knew fear. He had death threats daily. Bombs planted near his family. Phone calls at midnight with promises of pain. But he kept going. Why? Because he had faith. Not just religious faith, but faith in people, in possibility, in the idea that change is not instant, but inevitable if we show up. He said, "Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. That's not blind optimism. That's courage. And it's something we still haven't mastered. We wait until the plan is clear, until it's safe, until everyone agrees." But Martin didn't wait. He moved even through the fog. By the time King was 35, he had won the Nobel Peace Prize. But by 39, he was assassinated. Why? Because he spoke the kind of truth that shakes systems. He wasn't just marching for civil rights. He started calling out the Vietnam War, poverty, economic injustice. He said, "True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice." That scared people. Because he wasn't just fighting racism, he was fighting apathy, greed, silence.
And those things, they're still alive today.
Today, we celebrate MLK with memes, with clips, and with holidays off. But Martin didn't care about popularity. He cared about legacy. He knew something dangerous. That the right thing is rarely the popular thing. He said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" Not, how many followers do you have? Not, what's your net worth? But what do you stand for when it costs you something? MLK wasn't magic. He was human. And if a young man from Atlanta could shape the world with conviction, compassion, and consistency, so can we. But it means living differently, loving louder, standing taller, speaking softer when anger tempts us, but never going silent when justice calls. We don't need to be perfect. We just need to be brave. He once said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." That arc doesn't bend by itself. It bends when we push. So don't just repost the quote. Live it. Don't just remember the dream. Honor the cost. And don't just look back at MLK. Look forward at what you can do now. Because the world doesn't just need another hero. It needs you.